Yes, it is. Welcome to another episode of the Only Bets podcast. You can follow us on Twitter at Only Bets Pod. Absolute massive show tonight. Lots to talk about. I am Kevin Monroe, joined again by a former bookie, Vegas insider, put out of business by the big sports book. He's trying to get his revenge every weekend, apparently sometimes on the weekdays as well. We got Sig in the house. What's going on, Sig?
Not too much. Thank you for the invite, gentlemen. As always, good to be here.
Yes, sir. Then third on the mic, we got the one and only, the no longer undefeated Michigan man. We got the basement dog. What's going on?
Why do you gotta do that? We're not even a minute in, you're already taking shots.
I've started every episode off saying the undefeated Michigan man. Now you're no longer.
Yeah, you didn't think it would last till game 8, though. So you fuck. So
I didn't
throw it in.
Let's hop into it. What?
Oh, we're getting into it already.
Yeah, let's just start the show off with a banger. What happened Saturday?
I mean, they lost. Apparently, I don't know. I was pretty upset. I hucked my phone across the room and shattered completely. I was, and the sad thing was it still works. So I was hearing all the dings coming in. I'm like, I know what's happening. My friends are, they're not being supportive in this moment of my loss. So I don't know, man. That
16,
they just lost again.
16-point lead.
They did what Michigan does. The offense played. I mean, if you would have told me a week ago that Cade would have like 350 yards passing, like his best game ever, I would say we won easily, you know? But you can't let 5 touchdowns scored by one guy. That dude's just a freak. I knew he'd be a problem coming in, but he scored all their touchdowns. It's like all you had to do was defend that guy, one guy. I mean, their pass rush looked good. They couldn't throw the ball. They had a couple they had a couple fourth down tosses. That 4th and 3 fade they made to like on the 1 yard line was just a dagger. And I don't know, man. It sucked. I was pretty frustrated. I'm still kind of worked up about it. It's just like you win that game and Penn State looks beatable and Ohio State, probably going to beat us, but still. Now what happens,
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Yeah, and the refs didn't help at all. I mean, we still lost the game. We still fucking blew it. But that strip sack they took away, that could have been dagger right there. Like, the fact they overturned that the game would have been, I don't know, like 30 to something at that point, and they take it off, and obviously we get a field goal after. I think we get a field goal, but still, and you're taking off a touchdown there off a strip sack. A terrible call. I don't know how the refs overturned that. It's just they didn't get one call or one bounce the whole game. It's not the reason they lost, but it definitely didn't help, Like, they missed that pass interference call, that 4th down, end of the game. Like, he definitely pulled the receiver, like, on that slant, and they just didn't call it. Game over. I mean, what are you going to do? And you can't have the freshman quarterback coming in and fumbling in your own zone. That's tough.
Yeah, it's a tough look, especially like when you said Cade's playing his fucking ass off. I mean, I've been saying it all year, wondering if he, when he has to throw, if he can throw, and he looked pretty damn good through the air on Saturday.
He looked great, and I think the rookie's going to be good too. But that's just, I don't know if it was the running back or the quarterback's fault that he fumbled. It's just inexcusable. It's just they did what they did. They just fucking got beat. So self-inflicted wounds, and the refs didn't help out. But you got to win the fucking game, so you can't blame it on the refs. So I don't know if you look at like Mel Tucker on the sidelines compared to Harbaugh, like he just was fired up, got his guys going, and Harbaugh had the typical. Let's just not fuck up. Look he has, like no fire,
just
like
fog,
he used to,
fog in his fucking face.
And you got Mel Tucker just fucking like just energy. I don't know, optical wise, it just tell that those guys were playing hard for. They wanted it more and showed. So yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. It sucks. That's what happens when you drink the Kool-Aid. You end up dead. So.
It's a very good way to put it. So podcast numbers off of last week. The week before, we all went above 500. Last week, I put the team on my back. I went a nice 10-5. Got the basement dog at 7-11, and then Sig coming in 8-12.
So a little regression this week.
Yeah, a little bit. Technically, I'm not even supposed to be on the podcast anymore. I said I would retire if Stanford lost.
He did.
That's right. I jumped on that, so you can scratch that loss off my records. That puts me one less loss.
That's fair.
We can't call a retirement game and then come back the next week. I mean, you can apologize.
No, I mean, listen, I was completely wrong. Fucking Stanford, Pac-12's the hardest conference to bet every single weekend. That should have been a lock, but it is what it is. I actually like it, and we'll get into it later, but it is a Husky hate week. Buck Washington gave them a little bit of hope. They're back to 500 before big rivalry game with Oregon. So I did call Florida State money line on the podcast, and DJU almost handed them that game. I had a lot of money on that game. Took a money line and should have been cashing that one out. But Florida State, Tennessee, Nebraska, a bunch of has-beens. They just don't know how to win those games. And then, obviously, the crazy cover is 9.5 and the last play fumble for a touchdown. If you had Florida State plus 9.5, that was fucking brutal.
Yeah, that was Clemson's first cover of the year.
Yeah,
that's how they get it, too.
Nasty. Inside the number the entire game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nebraska, I think that was a tough game to call. Nebraska looked like shit, dude. Just bad.
Yeah, I was on Purdue. I think both of you guys had Nebraska.
Yeah, I had Nebraska.
Yeah, it's back. I think we're back to Fade Frost season. I think that's, they look terrible. I think, what Martinez have 4 interceptions or 5?
4 interceptions, one of them for a pick 6.
Yeah, that's just Martinez. It's just inexcusable that he's still their quarterback. I swear to God, I feel like he's been there since we were in high school.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
We'll get into the Nebraska-Ohio State game, but how do you bring him back?
Yeah, it's terrible.
I don't understand how you can bring him back.
They do every week. What? Well, I don't know what the difference is.
No, I mean Frost at the end of the season. How do you bring him back?
No,
because he's Frost.
I keep saying that every year. How are you going to bring Harbaugh back, and then we're going to go fucking 10-2? He's too good to fire, and he's not bad enough to fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just we're stuck in goddamn cruise control.
You're in limbo. Yeah,
limbo.
We're like, it's like having Kirk Ferentz.
Yeah.
It's literally what it feels like. Like, he's just like, he'll get you some wins, but can't beat your rivals. I mean, it's fucking crazy. Whatever. It is what it is. Sorry, I'm still heated.
That's all good. It's one of those games.
I know. Yeah, a lot of other games.
Sig,
Rutgers.
Sorry, I was talking to you on Saturday a little bit. You had yourself a rough morning there.
I had a horrible morning. I was done with all of this about by 2:00.
Yeah, you texted me your car in the morning. I think you were on the wrong side of every single game when we were
single game.
Yeah,
every single game I was on the wrong side.
And luckily, Baylor pulled it out. But I think you had the parlay, so you didn't hit that one, right?
I did. That is correct. Of course, they were 3 under on the over. I had the over, and they missed the over by 3.
Yeah, it's a tough.
So I was not a good day. I just left and turned the TV off and got drunk. So
there you go.
Do you think you had a worse morning than Iowa's offense?
Oh, boy, I don't know. I would say they're pretty close.
It just blows my mind. They were number 2 in the country.
Number 2, 3 weeks ago. They've scored 14. They've scored 14 points since then in 2 games.
Insane.
In college football. Was I on Wisconsin or Iowa? I think I was on Iowa.
You were both on Iowa. I had whiskey.
Yeah. I didn't think their offense is there's nothing going on with that offense, dude. And their defense isn't getting those fucking lucky picks or crazy fumble for 6,
Mm-hmm.
They're starting to come back to as they say, the regressing a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, man, it's good for Wisconsin. Good for Wisconsin. They, Minnesota controls that Big Ten West now, dude.
It's crazy. I was going to say it's wide open right now. They're not going to beat Wisconsin. They never beat Wisconsin.
Never.
They had the same thing 2 years ago. Couldn't get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Another morning game. Pittsburgh absolutely fucked me.
Oh, yeah, the Pittsburgh. Come on, man.
This Miami team's just a different team with this Van Dyke guy. They beat NC State, then they beat Pittsburgh back-to-back weeks. But, yeah, I watched Pittsburgh. They went right down the field. It was 7-0. Miami had like a 3rd and 30, and I'm like, oh, it's still at -9. I figured it'd be at like 14, so I jumped on it, and holy shit. The game completely changed once I did that.
Yeah, that just got very bad very quick.
Yeah, my ACC is just they're not making the fucking playoffs this year. That's for sure.
ACC is junk, including Wake Forest.
Wake Forest is still undefeated.
Yeah, well,
Power 5, undefeated, conference champion, has never been left out of the playoffs.
They don't. I'm not.
We'll save
too
it.
early to get into.
We'll
this.
save it.
Yeah.
We're going to talk.
We're
obviously the playoff
talk about
rankings at the end. Speaking of Wake Forest, one of the easiest covers of the weekend, -16.5. It jumped out at us last weekend. I knew that game was going to be like 56-3. Just a very easy cover, sweater bet. Didn't even have to watch it.
Yeah, I got the halftime spread too. I think it was 8.5. I got on that one too. So
that's a steal.
Yeah, that was one of like 3 games that I won the whole weekend.
I think I don't know if I picked Duke or Wake Forest. I think I was on Wake with you guys. I don't remember. I used to write my own picks down. I'm just trusting you at this point.
No, I think that was a clean sweep.
Yeah, it was a clean sweep.
Yeah.
Oregon. Look, we think we were all in Oregon, right? Or no, did they cover?
No, they didn't. I took Colorado as well.
Yeah, it
was 23.5 or 24, and they won by 23. So
yeah, 52-29. Damn, close cover.
Yep, that was a. I think a lot of people look at the 29 they gave up to Colorado, but they put in their backups in like the third quarter, and we're so depleted on defense. The backups were like our 4th string, so I'm not worried about the 29. The number that sticks out to me is 52. They finally got going on offense. They had a freshman running back play most of the game, over 100 yards and a tutty. He looked awesome. Just got a kind of a glimpse of the future. Troy Franklin got his first touchdown, so I'm stoked on the offense. I hope they can keep doing what they're doing. Ever since Anthony Brown got booed at home, he's been completing 70% of his passes. So again, I'm not too worried about giving up 29. I love that they put up a 50 burger, though.
Yeah, it's good to see. Oregon, obviously, we'll talk about them later, but, it's good to see them up. Committee kind of did the right thing there, so we'll see what happens. I think you're still going to get fucked at the end of the year, but it's nice to see right now.
Yeah, I can see it coming.
Yeah. I think my lock of the week was Notre Dame. Again,
yeah.
Notre Dame covered 44-34. Yep. They just were not losing that game at home. Never in doubt.
Yeah, that was a good call. Like I said, I literally think that I hit three bets the whole damn day, and it was Notre Dame, Wake Forest. I think Wake Forest at halftime, and Baylor was the other one. But I missed the parlay on that. But
I also think I was on BYU 66-49.
Yeah, that was a good cover by them as well.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say it on the podcast. I know I did text it in the group chat. Had a nice little. I think I had Auburn, Mississippi State, Houston parlay. That was a nice parlay to hit. Auburn just all right.
Just all to win.
Just straight up.
Yeah. Well, that pay like +4, +5.
Yeah, it was nice. It was a solid hit. I was kind of worried, but they all took care of business at home. So
yeah, there's close games too. Man, you sweated that one out a little bit.
Yeah,
just the Auburn game.
Yeah, the Houston game too. Yeah.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, Ohio State, Penn State, that game was closer than I expected. Ohio State, maybe, I don't know, they play a team with a halfway live defense. Maybe they're not as good. So that was
I don't think Penn State is as bad as people thought either going into that game.
Yeah.
I know they lost to Illinois, but their quarterback was still banged up. You got to figure if they win against Illinois, that spread's probably closer to about 10, which is close to what it ended up being. So I think a lot of people took Penn State at a discount there and paid off. So I was on the wrong side of that one.
I didn't watch a lot of the afternoon games. I was pretty fired up still, so I kind of turned college football off for the rest of the day. So I don't know.
Try not to go to jail.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was a tough one. But yeah, I don't know. It was a decent slate. I don't know if you guys got anything else that stuck out to you.
Yeah, let me pull up that schedule. West Virginia getting the big win against Iowa State as well.
Oh,
you did call that
I told
one.
you. I was going to say it is. I told you Brocktober only applies to home games at night in October, and this was a road game.
Called that, yeah.
Easy. It's easy. I forgot about it. I knew there was one more thing that stuck out to me. Brock Purdy, 185 yards that score is all. What Breece Hall had a fucking hell of a game though. Of course, 24 for 167. Damn, he's a beast. He's gonna be fun in the NFL. I think he'll be decent.
Yeah, he should be pretty good. Georgia beating the brakes off Florida. I think a lot of people saw that coming.
Yeah, that was Georgia's the real deal. I think
They are the real deal.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking good.
Undisputed number one, I think, is easy.
And so much focus is on their defense, which it should be. They're still playing with a backup quarterback, which is just insane to me.
Are they just like now rushing the other guy back, or is he actually fucked up?
I think it's like
Are they actually going to? Are they going?
I think it's a back thing. So obviously that's a tender injury. So
yeah, that is. If you're going to keep winning with the backup,
exactly. If you can beat your rival by 27 with a backup, I'd save him for the conference championship game as well.
And I'm sure he's not a terrible backup. And he didn't have a great game. He had one touchdown, 2 picks, so not an awesome game. But their defense and their running game that's how they win.
Yeah, it's insane. So many NFL guys on that defense. It's not even fair.
Wasn't that game like 3-3 with like 2 minutes left and like there's something crazy and they scored like? Did you see the end of that first half or something stupid like that happen?
I wasn't watching that one.
I believe it was like 3-0 or 3-10. It was some crazy. They scored like 3 touchdowns or 2 touchdowns in the last like 3 minutes of the first half to like, let's see, 3-0, 10. Let's see, they scored 3 touchdowns in 2.5 minutes to end the first half. It was 3-0.
Wow.
It was 3-0. The half ended 24-0.
That's insane.
Yeah. So that's just. I think they. What was it? Oh yeah, they had an interception return, and I think they picked it off twice, and then one was a pick six. So it was just crazy how that first half ended.
All right, you guys got anything else from last week?
No, I think I'm good. Sig, what about you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm done. I'd like to get away from last week as soon as possible. So
Yeah, I think both of you are in that boat for different reasons.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, let's hop into it. Was it week 10 or
week 10?
Week 11.
Week 10. We are in week 10 already.
Insane.
Sir.
November football. This is where you see the pretenders from the contenders with how crazy it's been the first couple months here. I can't imagine that November football is going to go exactly how people think it is. So, got some big games coming up. The slate this week is a little bit weaker than last week, obviously, but still some pretty good games. Once again, I don't have anything for a Thursday and Friday. I don't know if you guys have anything on the card.
Let's see here. Friday. No. Utah, Stanford. You're a Pac-12 guy. Does that do anything for you, Z?
It does nothing. I hate both those teams.
Yeah, they're both terrible teams. It's a 7.5 line. 7 right now. It's a stupid line.
I'm done
Virginia-
betting. I'm done betting Pac-12. I can't. I bet like we were all on Oregon State last week. They lost by 14 to Cal.
yeah,
Just every week it's literally a fucking crapshoot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm intrigued by the Virginia Tech Boston College. That game for whatever reason, and I dislike both those teams immensely. But I'm thinking I'm gonna take a little shot at that Boston College +3 dogs at home.
Yeah, +3 dogs at home. I like on a Friday night. I'm not calling it an official pick because I'm not. But
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah, I'll write it. I'll say Boston College.
Is that an official pick, Sig?
Yes, it is.
All right, starting it off.
I'm gonna
BC
go for
+3 at home on a Friday. Yeah, that one feels all right. I'm with you guys on that's a soft BC for me. I'm not going to put it down, but
Mm-hmm.
Anything else Thursday, Friday?
Not really.
Nope.
No. Georgia State, Louisiana, I don't really give a shit or know much about those teams. I think Georgia State runs that triple option, so who knows? Goofy as fuck.
All right, let's hop into Saturday. Kind of an interesting game. You got Hugh Freeze and Liberty going to Ole Miss after he was ran out of town for NCAA violations. Ole Miss minus 9.5, and over under is 68.
Sig, go ahead, Sig.
I think I'm going to take the old Ole Miss on this one. Don't know anything about Liberty. It's a stupid name for a college, so we'll take Ole Miss on this one.
All right.
Yeah, I'll take Ole Miss at home as well. I think Liberty has that stud running back. Can't remember his name at the top of my head. I know he's good, but I'll take Ole Miss here. SEC football. I think obviously Ole Miss has a harder schedule. They've played well. I mean, Liberty has a good offense, but they haven't really fucking played anyone, so who knows how good they actually are. So just give me Mississippi at home.
Yeah, I'm going to take Ole Miss as well. I think this is just a game where you get to the late third quarter, fourth quarter, and the SEC Power 5 athletes are just going to take over the game. Liberty doesn't have enough gas in the tank. Ole Miss at home, between the hedges, seems all right to me. I'm going to ride with Lane Kiffin on that one.
Yeah, gotta love Lane Kiffin.
All right, got Big Ten nap game of the week. Got Wisconsin heading out east, taking on Rutgers. Rutgers getting 13 points at home. Wisconsin coming off a very nice win against Iowa. Over-under is 38.
Disgusting. Just a terrible
I like Wisconsin on this one. Rutgers is terrible. They're a terrible team. Wisconsin's coming off, like you said, a quote-unquote big win over Iowa. I think they'll go out to the East Coast and beat up on Rutgers.
Rutgers is a weird team. They just beat Illinois at Illinois. Obviously, that was a letdown spot for Illinois, just beating Penn State. So, I don't know. Rutgers is a silly, goofy team. Who knows? Wisconsin seems to be playing better. I think Wisconsin's defense is too good. I don't know if Rutgers will even fucking put up any. I mean, obviously a low-scoring game. So I think Wisconsin, they get a couple touchdowns, maybe pick six. Their defense, I think they can cover 11.5. So give me Wisconsin on the road at Rutgers.
Yeah, I like Wisconsin in this spot here as well. I think they're just going to control the game. I kind of like, feel like I kind of want to flirt with that under as well. It feels like a 24-3 kind of game. Just depends on if I'll have the balls to do it on Saturday. But official pick Wisconsin. I like the number 13. It's a good football number. So a couple field goals and a touchdown.
It's a Big Ten game when the over/under starts with a 3. So
it's also
I don't think. Honestly, I don't think Rutgers is going to it could be 3 to 7 points they score is all.
Yeah,
it's going to be bad.
It's going to be a nap game for sure.
Yeah,
oh, definitely. First 1 to 14s wins.
Yeah. So we got Penn State coming off a tough loss. They've lost 3 in a row now. They go to Maryland. Maryland getting 10.5 at home, over under 55.5. This is feels like one of those games. Either Penn State bounces back or they just continue the slide and completely collapse. But I like their defense against Tua's little brother. I just don't see him. I think he's going to have a lot of interceptions. So I think Penn State does just enough on offense to cover the 10.5, win by about 14-17. So I'm on Penn State on this one.
Yeah, I agree on this one. Penn State. Tua's brother has not impressed me this year, and especially I feel like the tougher the defense, the worse he plays. So I just have no faith in his offensive abilities, and I also like the generic team on this one to cover.
I'm actually on the opposite of you guys. I think I like Maryland in this game. It's just a lot of points. 10.5 is what I have right now. For Maryland at home, I think they're going to put up some points. I think Penn State's kind of beaten down, deflated. They lost 3 tough games in a row. obviously, I think put all their eggs in a basket against Ohio State last weekend and still came up short. They don't really have anything to play for the rest of the year. I mean, they're not going to win the Big Ten East. So I think they're kind of – I think Franklin, who knows if he's going to be the coach next year. I don't know. There's a lot of rumors about him leaving or get fired. I don't know. So just give me Maryland. I think Maryland takes care of business at home. I think this is a get-up game for them against Penn State.
All right.
I don't know if they'll win. But I think they'll cover.
You just like the number 10.5.
Yeah, 10's a good number at home.
All right.
Penn State coming off some tough losses, so
we'll keep it in the Big Ten letdown spot, and honestly, very surprised by this number. We got Sparty heading into Purdue. Purdue getting 3 at home. Over/under's 53.
Yeah, I agree. I looked at this number and I was kind of surprised by it. Could they be flat? I think that they probably will be flat, at least the first quarter. I think Purdue will come out. They'll be ready to play. They might be up, or I could see a 10-7 Purdue lead after the first quarter, but then I think Tucker gets their head straight, and Michigan's power second half for sure takes over. I love this number. I think Michigan State is definitely going to cover. It'll be close the first half, but I think second half Michigan State, they're too good, and they'll take over. I love this number. This will be a lock game for me. Michigan State -3. Don't get scared in the first half.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. Just spitting right in the basement dog's face there, putting the sweater on Michigan State.
Cold-blooded murder, man.
Yeah. I agree with everything you just said. I think it is. They're just going to wear him out. Kenneth Walker is going to break free in the second half like he did against Michigan. So, yeah, give me Sparty.
Now I'm on Sparty, too. That's all I got to say. Fucking whatever.
All right.
Kenneth Walker's insane. He's
so
not
good.
stopping him.
He had overran and favorite for the Heisman, right?
Yeah. They were talking about it before the game. I think he's had 5 touchdowns. So yeah, I think he's up there.
It's yeah. I'll talk a little bit about Heisman September, October, but now that we're in November, I think he is. I think he's cemented himself as the favorite. So.
I don't know who else is up there. I mean, no one else is lighting it up right now.
Maybe Stroud, maybe Bama's quarterback. But
you had Corral was up there for a while, but I think he's cooled off quite a bit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, when you put up 5 in a big game, top 10 matchup like that, it's insane. So it'd be hard to bet against him right now.
You have one guy to stop. One.
All right. This is always an interesting game. Maybe not entertainment-wise, but just one of those yearly matchups. We got Navy going into South Bend. I feel like Notre Dame, ever since that Chicago, the Soldier Field game, hasn't played a road game. But Navy going to Notre Dame. Notre Dame -21, over/under 47.5.
I love this number 21. For Navy. Navy always plays Notre Dame tough. I don't think Navy is going to win the game by no means, but I think they're definitely going to cover. I just love this. And that's 3 touchdowns is too much. Notre Dame's offense is not that good. Navy is going to hold the ball. We talked about it a couple weeks ago, and I went the wrong way on that Navy when they played another good team in
Cincinnati.
There you go. Thank you. So I love Navy on this. Give me Navy in the 21, and I'm going to be all over that under. So that'll be my first parlay of the day. Navy and the under on this one.
All right. Got the SIGs parlay. First parlay of the day. I agree. Navy's been covering the spread the last few games. 21 is huge. Navy's going to control the ball, control the clock. Again, I agree with everything SIG said. I don't trust Notre Dame's offense enough. Be interesting if they can force some turnovers. I think that's the only way they can cover. So I love 21. I hope it creeps up to 21.5, which is even better. So I'm on the midshipman as well.
Yeah, I want to take Navy as well. Like you guys said, these two teams always seem to play each other very tight at home. I don't. Navy seems to get up for these games. It does seem like a lot of points. I just don't think it's. I'll take Navy as well. Whatever, fuck it. Make it a clean sweep at Navy. It just seems like 21's too much for a Notre Dame team that seems to struggle on offense a little bit sometimes.
I agree. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, you said that perfectly.
Yeah, so I guess I'll take Navy. I think a lot of people are going to be on Navy in this game, which kind of makes me nervous.
Yeah, it feels like it.
Oh, man.
All right, we got Okie Light going to West Virginia. West Virginia, nice win last week against Iowa State. West Virginia getting 3.5 at home. I'm going to copy Bornholz's play. West Virginia at home is just a different team, so I'm on the Mountaineers on this one.
I agree with that. I think Oklahoma. I was on that Oklahoma State train for a couple weeks, and that paid off for me. But West Virginia, they are a different team. There's just some teams that just play so much better at home. Baylor, West Virginia is another one. I like West Virginia on this one.
Oh, boy. That's a tough one for me. I think I'm kind of leaning Oklahoma State. I don't know why. I think last week maybe it's just I don't like Iowa State on the road, especially that time of year. So I think Oklahoma State. Just give me the Hokies. I don't really have a good read on this one, but I'll take Oklahoma State.
All right, taking Okie Light. Sig brought up his Baylor Bears. They go to TCU. Just got rid of Gary Patterson. Mutually agreed to part ways. TCU getting 7 at home over under 58.5. Seg, it's Baylor Bears been your team all season. Why don't you start us off?
All right. So first of all, let me start by saying Baylor is a different team at home. I love Baylor and whatever the spread is at home to take them every single week. On the road, they're a different team. But I think that they are good enough to cover 7 at TCU. I don't know if they'll win the game, but I definitely feel pretty comfortable with the 7-point spread and Baylor covering that. They're a decent team. They are. They're different. They're way better at home, but they're a decent team, man. I think they'll compete. And I think that they'll cover that 7-point spread at TCU.
Dom?
Yeah, I like Baylor as well here. They 6-2 against the spread. TCU's 1-7, so I like Baylor. I think. If your head coach is he gone or is he just gone at the end of the year?
I think I want to say he's gone.
If he's gone, for sure, Baylor. If he's still coaching, like an Ed Orgeron thing, where he's still there, maybe they'll get up for him. But I think. I like Baylor coming in. Sometimes the team does get up for the next coach. Sometimes that shit happens, so they play well. But I like Baylor coming in here, 6-2 against the spread. They just playing well, and 6 seems like a decent number, so I'll take Baylor.
Yeah, I'm kind of split on this one. What the dog said about getting up for a new coach. Baylor also has Oklahoma next week, I believe, so maybe in a little bit of a look ahead spot. But I just don't trust TCU. They struggled with a lot of teams. So if it was more than 7, I wouldn't feel very good about it. But I'm going to take the Bears as well. Give me Baylor.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird game. I'm not sure. But I like
it. Is a weird game,
it's
yeah.
like the good pick.
I mean, Baylor still has everything to play for. They can still obviously get into the Big 12 championship. So I think they're going to be focused. Yeah. Take care of business. Let's head down to the SEC. We got Mississippi State coming off a big win against Kentucky, going to Arkansas, who I believe is coming off a bye. Arkansas -5.5. I'm going to take the Razorbacks on this one. Coming off a bye, I think they just kind of ran into a gauntlet there. 3-4 tough games in a row, ran out of gas. I think they come back. Focused. I don't trust Mississippi State week to week. I just had a good feeling about them last week. I have a bad feeling about them this week, so I'm gonna take the Pigs. Suey.
I agree with that one. Arkansas they have played some very good games against some very good teams. I think they have played above their head, if you will. But they're a good team playing at home. They're another one of those teams, that truly just plays better when they're in the friendly confines of their stadium. So I like Arkansas in this one also.
Yeah, I'll take Arkansas at home. They were a spread covered machine at the start of the year, so I like that. They are, let's see here, they are 4-1 at home against the spread, so give me Arkansas at home. Fuck it. I don't think Mississippi State's a hard team. They're, what's his coach? Mike Leach, a goofy team. I think Arkansas has the better head coach. I can't think of his name right now, but
Pittman.
Arkansas at home. Yeah, that's right. Arkansas at home at -5.5 or 6, whatever it is. Arkansas at home is a different team, so give me them.
Yeah, Mississippi State is a very difficult team to bet on. You really don't know what you're going to get from week to week.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
They're hot and cold, up and down.
Yes.
Yeah, I like the number under 6 at home. I think we all are all feeling that one a little bit.
Yep.
All right, let's go. Let's keep it in the SEC. We got Tennessee coming off a bye, going to Kentucky. This is right now it's a pick 'em. I got the over-under at 56.5. I'm going to take Tennessee coming off the bye. Kentucky did not look great last weekend against Mississippi State. They are at home, but I just think Tennessee. Well, actually, hold on. Is Joe Milton still starting? That's going to decide it for me.
Yeah, if he's still starting, because I'm gonna tell you right now, Kentucky's my lock. So give me Kentucky sweater bet. It's a sweater bet for me. Kentucky. It's a night game. Tennessee, whatever. Kentucky's still 6-2, 6-2 against the spread. Kentucky at night. They are, what are they this year? They are 1, 2, 3. They are 4-1 at home against the spread this year. Maybe 5-1. So give me a couple tough losses. Georgia, Mississippi State, but this is a bounce back game for Kentucky. This is an easy cover, easy wins. Pick 'em, Kentucky. I can't believe this game's just a pick 'em. It opened up at 4. It opened up at -4. So I don't know what's happened, why the lines moved so much towards Tennessee, but this is an easy one for Kentucky.
Yeah, I agree. I like this one. Surprised me as well. I was very surprised that it was basically a pick 'em game. I like Kentucky at home. I'm gonna take Kentucky on this one. I think that's a good pick.
Yeah, if definitely Milton's playing, even if he's not. Is the other Hooker is his name?
Yeah, I don't see him on the injured list, but here we go. All. I think he's playing, but you guys convinced me. I just saw Tennessee's record 1-2 away from home. Kentucky's 5-0. So yeah, I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna go Wildcats.
And it's a night game too. Yep. So I mean, Kentucky. It's Kentucky. You know they drink, so they're gonna be shithoused at a night game.
Oh yeah, moonshine.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
All right. A couple weeks ago, this felt like it could be a big one in the Big 12. Now it's pretty much playing for third place here, maybe fourth. Texas going to Ames, taking on Iowa State. Iowa State just under a touchdown favorite at 6.5. Texas has blown 3 second-half leads in a row. Got to start to question if maybe the team quits a little bit. That seems to be a Texas thing. Iowa State coming off the tough loss last weekend. Brocktober it's not Brocktober anymore. Born a year that you're kind of an Ames guy. What are you feeling on this one?
This is an easy Iowa State win. They'll cover here. They're going to win. This is a game. I have Iowa State just dialed, queued in. This is a game they win. It's kind of a big matchup. I mean, or they think it is at least. This is a game Campbell will get his boys up for. It's a night game at Jack Trice against Texas, even though they're not Texas that we normally, I guess we haven't seen him in a long time, but it's a game he'll sell to his team, and Iowa State fans at stadium will be rocking. This is Iowa State easy cover for me. Maybe another sweater, pretty comfy, but not sweater. So give me Iowa State here.
Stig?
I agree. I like Iowa State on this one. Everything you just said is exactly right. Texas, again, you mentioned it, Kevin, that Texas I don't know what they got going on. They fold. They got no guts. I don't know what you want to call it, man, but Iowa State will be up for this one, playing at home. They're gonna be up for this game. They always play Texas tough. I mean, I think this is a pretty good cover. 6.5. I think that's a pretty good bet.
Seems like a good under game. Under over a 60. I think both teams are going to be running the ball pretty heavily with Hall and Bijan. So
yeah, I don't think they put up huge numbers, either one of them.
No, but I don't know. 6.5 is a lot, but I do like. It just feels like a game Iowa State's going to win by 10, maybe.
Yeah. I like that number.
Z, what do you think?
For whatever reason, I'm on Texas. I think this is probably comes down to like a field goal game. I think Xavier Worley makes a couple plays. They get some big plays. I just don't trust Iowa State, especially coming off that tough loss last weekend. I think they win the game, but I don't think they cover 6.5. So don't feel good about it, but I'm going to take the Longhorns.
Tonight game, Jack Trice. That's all you need to know.
All right, this is kind of an interesting game. We got Clemson at Louisville. Louisville getting 4 at home. I'm going to take the home dog. I'm going to take Louisville on that one.
Yeah, I'm taking Louisville as well. Just bet against Clemson. I mean, it's worked all year. They're 1-7. They barely covered last week. They should be 180 against the spread. Louisville, you're going to give me points at home for Louisville against the Clemson team. The year they can beat Clemson. Yeah, give me Louisville.
Yeah, I agree with that. Look, Clemson is not a very good team this year. They have not played well. Louisville is. I don't have a lot of trust in them either, but I think playing at home against Clemson, this will be one of those games that they can use as a recruiting tool and say, "Hey, we beat Clemson. Why don't you come to Louisville next year?" So I'm going to take Louisville on this one also.
All right, clean sweep on that one. Next game quickly is my lock of the week. Houston going to South Florida. South Florida getting 13 at home. Absolutely love this number. Houston is going to absolutely destroy the Bulls of South Florida. This is sweater bet of the week for me. Give me the Cougs.
I know nothing about either one of these teams, so I'm going to defer on this one.
I'll take Houston just the fact because UCF or USF is terrible. It's like horrible offense, horrible defense. For that reason, give me Houston. Houston has a decent defense, and they're going to score some points in this game easily. So, I like Houston as well.
All right. One other game I had, Pittsburgh -21 at Duke. Pittsburgh, obviously, the tough loss. I think they bounced back. Duke is not very good. I think Pittsburgh wins by about 30. So I had that one on my card as well. I'm going to take Pittsburgh -21.
Yeah, I'm really pissed off about Pittsburgh and the way they played last weekend and the amount of money they cost me. But they are playing a basketball team. Bunch of those guys out there, again, they don't have pads on. They're out there in shorts, and you know what I mean? So I'm going to go ahead and take Pittsburgh on this one just because they owe me some damn money, and they better win.
Sure. I'll take a bounce back for Pittsburgh. They're 3-0 against the spread on the road this year. So, yeah, give me Pittsburgh. Duke's not a very good team. Everyone knows that. They've lost 4 in a row. So, yeah, if you're giving up 33 points to Kansas, you're not a good team. So, yeah, they haven't. Yeah, they've only scored in the last 4 games. Duke has only scored 21 points. So that tells you all you need to know. Give me Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's gonna destroy Duke here.
Yep, that was just back-to-back locks I had. So let's hop into some of the more marquee games. Not anything like last week, but still some interesting games. Like the Michigan State game, this number jumped out at me right away. Ohio State going to Lincoln, taking on Nebraska, -14.5 for Ohio State. I figured that would have been a lot closer to 21.
Yeah, that's sorry, Sid, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that's surprising. 14.5 seems pretty small for Ohio State against anybody, and against Nebraska. I'm going to take it before they change the number and figure out what's going on. But to me, if I was still doing what I used to do, I would have set this line about 20.5. But so I'm going to jump all over that 14.5. I guess what I'm trying to say.
It does seem really kind of low. I don't know. It's a kind of a 14.5 is a different number. I don't know. It's an early game in Lincoln. They're going to be Nebraska might get up for this game, but this could be one of their bigger games left on the schedule besides Iowa. So maybe they get up for it. But I like Ohio State to come in here and cover this pretty easily. So I don't know. Yeah. Ohio State, I guess, sure.
Yeah, this game's pretty simple to me. Ryan Day's a better coach. CJ Stroud is a better quarterback, and Henderson is a way better running back than anything Nebraska has. Mine's 14.5. It feels like a trap, but it also feels like a steal. I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going to take Ohio State, and I'm going to go my third lock in a row. I'm going to put a sweater on it.
Yeah, it's probably not a bad lock. I mean, Nebraska's terrible. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's fucking Nebraska. It's Martinez and Frost. That's all you need to know.
That's
exactly
all you need to know. We asked our
that's all you need to know.
Yeah, we asked our resident Nebraska expert if he'd rather get blown out or another one score loss, and he said one score loss just to keep the streak going. So that tells you where Nebraska fans are at right now.
They're just playing to be competitive. Is that what they're after now?
Apparently.
He says they're just what do they look? They just looked forward to their next head coach. Is all they do now.
Yeah.
Nebraska,
which I don't. I mean, I'd like to see Frost 1 year without Martinez, but I don't know if he's going to get that chance or not. They lose out. Like you have to fire him at 3-9, right?
Yeah, it's terrible. What was their record last year?
COVID year.
COVID, yeah.
I think the most
true.
he's ever won. I think the most he's won is 5-7.
Why don't they just get rid of Martinez? Put him on the bench and let somebody else give it a shot.
That's a good question. There's a lot of people asking that.
To me, it'd be a lot easier than buying out a multi-million-dollar contract and firing
$20 million.
Firing, Nebraska. Jesus, wouldn't it be easier just to bench the shitty quarterback and put somebody else in there?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's his guy, though. He's made the decision to ride or die, and it seems like he's gonna die with Martinez.
Yeah. I guess if I was getting bought out for $20 million, I don't know if I would really give a shit either. So
exactly,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So you're going to give me $20 million to go to a better school and coach better athletes? Oh, I don't know. That's a tough one.
Right. Be a head coach with so much pressure, or go be an offensive analyst somewhere for a couple of years.
Right.
With $20 million in the pocket.
Yeah, exactly.
He's an arrogant.
No stress.
He's an arrogant. Fuck,
he is an arrogant fuck.
Yeah, he is. Just constantly, he always never takes blame. He always blaming his players for losing.
Players and the refs and the Big Ten, everybody but himself.
He's the epitome of a stupid Nebraska fan.
he really is. If you could take all the Nebraska fans and mold them into a coach, it would be Scott Frost.
Yeah. Just living in the 90s and just arrogant as fuck.
That might be the most perfect on thing I've ever heard on this show since the first day. Truly. That may be the most exact, right on point I've ever heard on this show since the very first time.
He's just got such a dislikable face and body tone.
Just his demeanor.
Drives me crazy. Yeah, it's just a smug cocksucker. All right, I'll say he is a cocksucker.
He is a cocksucker. My favorite part of Nebraska games every weekend is when they make a mistake that they've made every single week for the last 4 years. Martinez, bad turnover, a false start in a big moment, a defensive penalty in a big moment, and you can see him just melt on the sideline. It's like, bro, that's on you. Like, you're not coaching your guys. It's the same mistakes every game for the last 4 years.
I know. Exactly. It's the dumbest mistakes. Special teams is atrocious every year. Yeah. It makes me laugh. Yeah.
I don't know how much. I have to watch the games because my wife is a Nebraska fan, but their kicker he's honestly a meth head.
Just a wacko.
No, he's literally on meth. Like because he misses kicks all the time. So they show him on the sideline with his helmet off. His jaw's going crazy. He keeps like rubbing his head. He has those like weird twitches. Like he's for sure a fucking meth head. It's insane.
Life of a kicker. I mean, it's just fucking stressed, dude.
I guess. I mean, I'm not going to knock the guy, but you should at least make kicks if you're going to be a meth head as well.
I don't drug shame here.
Yeah, no drug shame here. This is
just kicker shame. He's fucking make your kicks, bro.
Fuck college kickers, man.
I don't give a shit what you do, man.
They could be doing lines of the silence for all I care. Just make your kick, bud.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. You're exactly right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody considers.
I don't give a shit what you do.
Yeah, nobody considers Jimmy Page a drug addict because he was very good at guitar.
There you go.
Super
Exactly.
fucking good. Heroin's a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
Anyway,
big rivalry game. LSU going to Bama. Bama minus 28.5.
Just disgusting. The fact that it's this like it's crazy.
It's a disgusting number.
It is. That's where did you ever think in the last 3 or 4 years that LSU against Alabama and they'd be 28.5 point favorites? That's crazy to me.
2 years removed from a championship.
Yeah. But that being said, I'm going to jump all over this Alabama. LSU is, man, they are easy to hate. And they were easy to hate when they were good. And now that they suck, I really enjoy seeing them getting destroyed every week. And I'm going to enjoy Alabama putting a beat down on them this week at home. So I'm going to take that Alabama 28.5.
Yeah, I think this is a ton of points. Maybe they get a backdoor cover here. That's why. But it's LSU. They're not a very good team, obviously. But their coach, he's still there, right? He's just going away at the end of the year. So
yeah.
I think Saban, was it a night game? Yeah, I think they probably piss pound LSU here, honestly. I don't know. I think LSU might get a backdoor cover late. First half Bama for sure. So, I'll just take Bama. I think they can get it done.
Call me crazy. I'm going to take LSU. Coming off a bye, rivalry game. They put up some points against Florida. I know it's Florida, but Florida also played Bama kind of close, pretty close, closer than they should have. 28.5 is just a monster number. Wouldn't be surprised if they win by 30, but like you said, I think there's a backdoor cover. So give me the Tigers just off the points. Erase the names attached on the jerseys and just give me the points.
Yeah, it's not a bad pick. I kind of want to take LSU, but I just can't take. They're just trash. I don't know. I definitely love the Alabama first half here. So could be like a 28-7 first half or something like that.
Yeah, I could see that as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, another big game in the SEC. Auburn going to Texas A&M. Texas A&M minus 4.5. Auburn has been on a little streak here. They look good. Obviously, A&M's defense is pretty good. You got the 12th man coming into play as well. How are we feeling?
I am still on the cannot trust Bo Nix and the Auburn Tigers bandwagon. I love Texas A&M at home. 12th man, 4.5 points. Auburn has been playing well the last couple weeks, but again, that 12th man, 4.5 points for Texas. Texas A&M's a good team. I mean, obviously, they beat Alabama, but besides that, they play good teams good, and I think they'll be up and ready to go and ready to play Auburn well. And I think they're gonna cover this. I like Texas A&M at home.
Go ahead, Z. I'm still thinking.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I don't trust Bo Nix either. They've been playing pretty well. I think I'm going to go A&M at home, and the defense. If this was closer, if I could get this at like 3 or 2.5, I would jump on it. 4.5, I could see it being a 6-point win, but it's hard to go against that. It's hard to go against the 12th man. So I'm going to take A&M. Don't feel great about it, but gun to my head, I'm taking the Ags.
Oh, fuck. This is a tough one. God damn it. I'll take A&M at home. They've been playing pretty decent as of late, obviously. They beat Bama, beat Missouri, South Carolina. I mean, those last two teams aren't great. But that was a pretty impressive win coming off Bama to beat Missouri on the road, and then to come home to beat South Carolina, who's trash. Auburn has been on like a little roll too, you said. Give me A&M at home, 12th man. I like the angle here. So, yeah, give me an A&M.
Yeah, essentially a second place game in the SEC West. So, obviously, crazier things have happened. You went out.
Yeah.
Alabama slips up one more time. A&M's in the SEC championship game. So, it'll be interesting. Should be a pretty good game.
Should be a really fun. It should be should be one of the more fun games this week.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Michigan off a tough loss. Indiana coming in. Michigan minus 20 at home. This feels like a game where either they bounce back and they just beat the piss out of Indiana, or they get beat by Michigan State twice and they struggle. Born, you want to break it down?
Yeah, they're going to fucking murder Indiana here just to piss me off even more. I mean, I know it's going to happen. Like, Corum and Haskins were pretty quiet against Michigan State, which in this week they'll probably each have 150 yards. So I think they've absolutely murder Indiana here. Michigan's still technically not dead in the water. They still kind of control their own destiny. They went out. There's still a chance that they could get in the Big Ten, get the Big Ten East there. But I don't know. I think Michigan here. What about you, Sig? I like my boys. Yeah,
I do too. Michigan beat themselves last week.
Absolutely fucking self-inflicted wounds, and and they didn't get one bounce that whole game. Like,
right.
Can't have both of those.
I had seen Michigan play a couple times this year, and I'm a closet Michigan fan. I thought they played really well, though. I mean, obviously they beat themselves, but I thought when they weren't beating themselves, they're a good team, and I think that they're going to bounce back. And I think you're right. You're going to find out what the Michigan team is about. What kind of fortitude they got in the old ball sack this weekend. They should come out and they ought to just piss pound Indiana. They ought to be so pissed off that they ought to just come out there and just roll them. They ought to put up 60 points on Indiana this week just to prove a point.
Yeah, I really do like Michigan in this game. I think it's a night game, which is kind of odd. They made it a night game against Indiana, but I know with the emergence of the freshman receiver Andrel Anthony, he's going to be a stud. And you got our tight end who's been playing really well. I think this is just an absolute beatdown of just Michigan's going to be pissed off. They kind of got fucked last week. They fucked themselves. I think they come out and they're just going to – and Indiana's terrible. They're just been getting murdered lately by everyone. They're 2-6 against the spread and straight up. So this is a good Michigan game to bounce back for sure.
No, I agree with you. Yeah, I think they ought to just roll on. From the first play, they ought to just put a beat down on Indiana.
And then they go at Penn State next week. I don't think it's a look-ahead game. I think this is more of a we're going to fucking murder Indiana and still show people we're a good team game.
Yeah, I think they're going to get their mind right going into Penn State. I don't think it's a look ahead. I think it's going to be we're just going to put a beat down on this team and then use it as a tune-up for next week. So I like it. I like Michigan at home. I like the 20. Again, I think that'll show their mental and fortitude on this, and they ought to come out and just put a beat down on them right from the first play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
what do you think there, Z?
That's a pretty good spot for Michigan coming off a tough loss. Indiana coming to town. I agree. I think this is a tune-up game. Get some things figured out. Get some momentum going back. Get some momentum back heading into the Penn State game. Love the number 20. Anything over that, I'd be uncomfortable. But I'm with you guys. I'm gonna take blue.
Amazing blue, baby.
I'd be so much happier if we were 8-0 right now.
All right, we got big time rivalry game. Oregon going into Washington. Washington +7 at home dogs. Like I said, back to 500. Absolutely hate Washington. I hate Jimmy Lake. He's a fucking douche. Made some comments this week about they don't really have to recruit against Oregon because they're too busy recruiting against schools with an academic prowess like Stanford and Notre Dame. It's a pretty ridiculous comment considering we've already taken 2 of their commits this year. 2 D linemen decommitted and then committed to Oregon. Oregon, obviously a top 10 recruiting power the last few years. Washington's sitting at like 56 right now. So just an asinine comment. Crystal Ball's 2-0 against Washington. That was under Chris Peterson. I think Oregon pulls away late. I like Oregon in this game -7. Anything over than that, anything over 7.5 or more, I'm going to stay away from this one. But it's a rivalry game. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be physical. But I think Oregon wins by about 10. So give me the Ducks. Fuck Washington.
I was a little bit surprised by this number, to be honest with you. I thought maybe it would have been a little bit larger. I like the number. And then after the comments from the Washington coach, basically, echoing what you said and the fact that Oregon are a bunch of dummies. If you go to Oregon,
Yeah.
It's because you're a dummy and you're not smart enough to get into Washington. I thought it was kind of a slap in the face to every kid that's not out on the football field that goes to Oregon. But whatever. Who am I? I do like Oregon on this game. Washington is. Yeah, they're back up to 500, but Oregon, I think, hit their stride last week and kind of figured out some things. It took them longer than I'm sure you would have liked and longer than I would have thought, obviously, by the money that I lost on them covering spreads. But I do like this one. I think they'll cover the 7, even though it is a rivalry game. I just like Oregon on this. I think they finally figured some things out. It just took them a little longer than I was hoping it would have.
Yeah, this game is kind of gross. I don't really know who to take in this game. Both teams are 2-6 against the spread this year. Like, not great. Washington 4-4. Obviously, Michigan. What kind of embarrassed them early in the season. I just don't trust your Oregon team, Z. They're just like you tell me all week, or all year, their offense is just so, and their defense is good, but it's what offense is kind of showing up,
I mean, it's
like on the road.
It's a fair point. I don't give a shit how they look. I just want wins, but I understand from a betting perspective, it's an ugly game betting.
I think I'm actually going to take Washington in this game. Z, I know you might like that, so I don't know.
No,
I don't really trust your Oregon Ducks offense, and obviously they're ranked in the top 4, so they got to come out and make a statement here to stay in there. But I don't know, man. Washington's got a decent defense. They're at home.
No, it's a good pick. I hope you bet the mortgage on Washington.
I know what you're doing. I know what he's doing there. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'd like to see you guys win, but I just can't trust you. So for that, I think you might win the game, but I'll just take Washington in the points or whatever.
The last couple games have been close. Obviously, Oregon's won 14 of the last 16. It's not like they needed more bulletin board material, but listen, I'll take a dumbass 5-star over a smart ass 3-star any day of the week. So
if you're if you're giving Crystal Ball fucking bulletin board material, I love that angle. So maybe Oregon comes out and just destroys them. So
no, it'll be an interesting game. I know Washington's offensive line has struggled. I think KT is just going to absolutely eat this game. Still banged up on defense, but like I said, I think Anthony Brown, he's played better the last few games. I think they're just going to screen them and swing past them to death. So I like Oregon to pull away late. Should be a good game, though. Fuck Washington. I hate Washington, the most delusional fan base in the country. So I'm glad they're back at 500. I'm glad they won that game last week because they're all like, oh, man, this is our week. We're going to upset Oregon, and I just want to crush their soul again. So I think they make it 15 out of 17, and should be a good game, but we'll see. I got one more game on the schedule. Big game in the ACC. I got my Wake Forest Demon Deacons going to North Carolina. North Carolina -2.5 at home.
I was absolutely blown away by this. I checked and rechecked it because I thought there was some type of a typo on there. I am all over this. I already have this locked in with so much damn money that it ain't even funny. I got Wake Forest +2.5. I got Wake Forest money line. I got Wake Forest every which way you can have Wake Forest on this. I locked this in yesterday when I saw this, man. I am all over this game. I love this number. Wake Forest, number 2 rated country, or number 2 rated team in the country is where they should be. That was a joke, by the way. But I do love them against North Carolina, 2.5 points. Like I said, I got Wake Forest every which way but loose, and I got a shit ton of money on them. So come on, Demon Deacons.
Sig? All right, excuse me, dog.
Fuck. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of like North Carolina here. I don't know why. I know Wake Forest has been rolling lately, but
well, the ACC's almost been kind of like the Pac-12, where you just don't know what you're going to get week to week. Like, I thought UNC was going to be really good this year. They've lost some games they shouldn't have. Obviously, nobody saw Wake Forest being 8-0 at this point in the season. Although this is a tough spot for them. They got UNC, North Carolina State, and Clemson 3 in a row.
Wake Forest, man, they're going to come into this game pissed off. They're going to think that they got shit on by the committee, and they ain't even in the top 10, and what the fuck, and we're undefeated, and Power 5, and everything that Kevin Monroe's been saying for the last 2 weeks. So they're going to come out here, and they're going to put a beat down on North Carolina. I love this game, man. I cannot stress enough. Cash in your 401k, sell your car, do whatever you got to do, man. Stand on the corner to get every penny you can and put that on Wake Forest.
I like it. I mean, it got a high over-under of 76, so it's going to be a fun game
it's a
regardless.
Monster number.
Yeah, and both teams have pretty decent offenses. Actually, I should say decent. They have good offenses with a pretty average defenses. The North Carolina's defense is being horrible, so maybe Wake Forest is going to put up some more points. Sure, I'll take Wake Forest. Fuck it, Sig. I'll ride with you on that. I don't know. I don't feel great about it. I think
I'm going to tell you what. If Wake Forest doesn't cover the spread, I'm quitting this damn show.
Well, we'll see you next week then. That's how it usually goes.
Back-to-back retirement weeks that never came to fruition.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said that. Now they're going to lose. I'm going to lose all my damn money.
So, ACC is hard to predict. This feels like a UNC win to me, so I'm on UNC. I love the number. Sam Howell's going to make enough plays at home. This just feels whatever you think is going to happen in the ACC, the opposite happens. So I'm on UNC, honestly. I hate to do it, but it just feels like this is a UNC win to me. I'm going with my little gut instinct here. So as the dog says, gut instinct handicappers, I'm going to take the Tar Heels.
I know gut was saying North Carolina, but Sig fucking planted one in my brain, so I'll take the Deacons. I've been kind of betting against Wake Forest too, so whatever. Hey Sig, what'd you have the Northern Illinois? What'd you have on that game?
3.5.
Oh,
Northern Illinois.
They lost by 5.
Of course they did.
52-47.
Of course they did.
They try to come back though.
They went for 2 right before halftime and didn't get it. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I just wanted to.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, you're welcome,
Appreciate
man.
That.
I just was letting you know,
That's all right. As soon as that Wake Forest game hits, I'm going to retire, boys. That's it for me. That's the law. That's the Powerball. Wake Forest is my Powerball this weekend, I'm telling you.
I like it. I hope I'm wrong for your sake then. I did.
Thank you.
I know we talk a little hockey. Edmonton did cover the -1.5, so.
Nice.
I don't know when they're going to lose again.
Who's that, Zeke?
The Oilers.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they just beat the piss out of everybody.
Quick side note: the Blackhawks now moved to 1-9 on the season. So yeah, they just gave up a 4-3 loss to Carolina, which is Carolina's now 9-0. So
yes, they are.
Blackhawks were 3-1. Or
hey, they won a game.
Let's go.
They won a game.
Let's go, Spencer Knight, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
Or what's his name?
I like the Blackhawks, but I had I got a parlay going with Edmonton. I
don't want to rain on your parade, but Blue Jackets are up 4-2 on the Avs.
Yeah, of course they are. Why wouldn't they?
I'm just saying at this point, Shane Wright's his name. Just give me Shane Wright at this point. Like, we're 1-9, just keep tanking. It's fucking whatever. Let's go, baby.
I had a 7-game hockey parlay last night.
What? The most psycho bet I've ever just heard.
No. I had 5. I was 5 for 5 in the last 2 games of the night, West Coast games. I went to bed, and both teams were up by 2 goals at the second intermission. Going into the third period, both teams I had to complete my 7-game parlay were ahead by 2 goals with the third period to go. Got up this morning, checked my account. Same amount of money is in there when I went to bed. Both teams lost.
Yeah, hockey could be like one of the hardest sports to bet on. Like, you just don't know. Anybody can win every week. It's crazy. 7 games, Sig. You fucking maniac.
That is a maniac. Two goal lead's the most dangerous lead in hockey, by the way. So
it is the most dangerous lead in hockey.
Hey, thanks. Yeah. Thank you for that.
Now you know.
7.
Now you won't. Now you won't. Now you won't go to bed so comfortable. You have a restless night's sleep next time.
Right.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, that's all right. As soon as that Wake Forest Powerball hits this weekend, I'm in good shape. That's all that matters right now.
That's right. Oh, one more game before we talk about the playoff here, quick.
Yeah.
A lock for me was Army Air Force. Air Force is favored by 2.5 against Army. And an over under 37.5. Like, Army's been scoring a lot of points. I know Air Force holds the ball, but both these teams run that. They both run that bullshit, right? But I like Army in this game. I think Army beats Air Force, and I think this game goes over. So give me Army and the over.
Yeah, I had this on my slate as well. I didn't know if you guys did or not. I'm opposite. I'm going to take Air Force at home. There's a different team at home.
Yeah. I think this is a huge – okay, definitely a lock on the over. I wouldn't say lock on Army, but lock on the over in this game seems super easy. This game's 37, just crazy.
Yeah, I like to lock on the over also. I think either team can win. I don't think if you bet on Army is a bad bet, or if you bet on Air Force is a bad bet. I think it'll be a close game. I think it's too close to call, but I do like the over. I'll take the over on that one.
All right, that was the last game. Anybody else?
That's all I got, unless you guys got anything else you see, but that's all I really feel good about.
That was everything I had.
All right. So we are in November. First college football playoff ranking came out. Straight propaganda by ESPN. Let me put that out there first. But it is college football content, so we're going to talk about it. Coming in at number 1, Georgia.
I mean, that's easy.
Yeah. No, it's definitely.
That's not the disputed. Everything after that kind of gets a little.
Yeah, everything after that is up for debate. Bama coming in at 2, Michigan State at 3, surprisingly Oregon at 4, Ohio State at 5, and Cincinnati at 6. That's your top 6. What jumped out to you guys? Like, what was the one that you saw that and just kind of chuckled to yourself?
Bama, probably Bama at 2.
Bama at 2, right?
One.
Yeah, Bama 2 for sure.
I mean, you can't really say shit about Michigan. They are 8-0. They beat everyone. Maybe put them at 3-4. Oregon to be at a 4 is kind of surprising, but I think they just put Oregon there to pump up Ohio State's resume a little bit to justify that being a 5. So
exactly.
But it's Alabama at 2 is wild. I mean,
it is wild.
They got beat on the road by Texas A&M, and Texas A&M is I heard a great thing today. Like they rank all these other SEC teams high to make the top 4 seem better. Like it's just you're right. It's just a propaganda show. It's not it's a invitational. It's not a playoff.
Yeah, Bama. I mean, who have they beat?
Yeah, like I said, I think I said last week I'd put Bama in my top 4, but then you kind of make a point. Like they've struggled against Florida, obviously A&M. They haven't like looked super impressive after you go back and look at it. But
they were like a 30-point favorite against Texas A&M.
Like should you be surprised that they're in there? No. Like I wasn't surprised. I'm like, oh yeah, but 2 seems a little silly.
Yeah, 2 seems silly.
Obviously, they don't have the balls to put Cincinnati in there. Like 6 seems like put Cincinnati at 5 or 4, but 6 put Ohio State above them is kind of disrespectful.
Yeah, the biggest surprise to me was Oklahoma at 8.
Yeah, well, I kind of like it. Fuck Oklahoma. Yeah, but they've struggled mightily.
They look so bad.
I know, but still undefeated.
Yeah, well, so's Wake Forest.
Yeah, and they got disrespected at number 9.
I know. That's why they're going to win me the Wake Forest Powerball this weekend. Did I mention that?
Yeah, like
no, I agree. Alabama is, I think Alabama is a very good team, but I don't think they're the Alabama in the last 5 years. And I think it's just a political ploy to get Alabama so they can have the 1-2 Georgia Bama SEC championship, for ratings. Whoever owns that game, CBS probably.
Well, what they want is Georgia to beat Bama. Georgia stays at 1, and Bama just drops to 4. Yeah, that's all they want. Correct. Yeah, it's just perfect setting up. And Ohio State obviously has Michigan and Michigan State left on the resume, so we'll see what happens there. Michigan State, I mean, I don't know. They're 8-0. What do you say? They're 3. Sure, put them up there. Oregon beat Ohio State. I don't know. After number 1, it gets pretty murky, honestly. What do you think, Z?
No, it's Georgia and everybody else. Obviously, Cincinnati's not in right now. They can still get in. Michigan State, Ohio State still play. Bama, Georgia still play. Obviously, Oregon winning out is not guaranteed. Ohio State winning out is not guaranteed. So, I know a lot of people were up in arms about Cincinnati. I think they're right where they should be, maybe behind Oklahoma just because they are a Power 5 team, although Cincinnati has the win over number 10, Notre Dame. So I don't like Ohio State at number 5, and I definitely don't like Bama at number 2.
Yeah, it's... I don't know. It is what it is. A lot's going to change. I mean,
yeah, it's like I said, it's, you know what I mean, how crazy September, October was. Like November is going to, there's no way November just goes chalk. There's absolutely no way.
Yeah, because I definitely think Michigan State's going to lose a game. I think Oregon might lose one more. Ohio State.
Why don't you go fuck yourself, bud?
I'm just saying the Pac-12 just loves, they eat themselves, dude. They're going to eat themselves. And I think Ohio State will beat Michigan State, and they'll just flip-flop. They'll go 5-3. They'll just move spots there. So you'll have – and then I think Cincinnati's just going to hover around 5 or 6. The only way they get in is if Bama loses again, but they won't lose again until the SEC Championship, so you're fucked there. Maybe if Oregon loses again.
Yeah. Ohio State loses. Yeah, Oklahoma still has Oklahoma State, Baylor, and Iowa State. I mean, that's a tough stretch to end the season.
Yeah, that's a tough stretch.
And then you got the Big 12. I know Michigan's pretty much fucked. They're sitting at 7 in no man's land. They have to have a lot of help to even think about getting up there. They'd have to win out.
Yeah, Michigan State loses twice.
Yeah, because Ohio State would have to beat them, obviously. Then Michigan State would have to lose it. Because the 3-way tiebreaker, I don't know how that'd work. I guess it doesn't really matter at that point. It's just if Michigan somehow gets to the Big Ten championship and wins, they put them in there, you know?
Yeah.
But they wouldn't get to the Big Ten championship because they'd have the 3-way tiebreaker of Michigan State beating Michigan. So they're pretty much fucked. They just, whatever. God damn it. It's just eating me alive. That game just hurt a lot.
Yeah, that's a brutal one.
I don't know.
Yeah, it made it a lot harder and murkier for Michigan to get there.
Yeah.
So let's do our own top 6. Top 6 if you had to rate them any way you want. First 4 in. First 2 out.
This is what I think it should be. Obviously, Georgia 1. 2, I would put. Gotta go. I mean, if Iowa's going to be number 2, you got to put Michigan State at number 2. Number 3, I would go Cincinnati. 4 could go anywhere. You could put Bama, you could put Oregon, or you could put Ohio State there. Maybe just because they're 8-0, put Oklahoma there, but 4 is murky. So, I don't know. Give me that top 4 there, I guess. See. It's hard, man.
I got Georgia 1, Michigan State 2, Oregon 3, Ohio State 4, Oklahoma 5, and Alabama 6.
Interesting. So I got, I'm with you guys on the first 2. I got Georgia, Michigan State. I got Wake Forest at number 3, Oklahoma at 4, and then I got Oregon, Bama, Ohio State, and then Cincinnati.
I mean, it's how it should be if they had any balls, but they don't. So, I mean, like, you got to go off. What's the point of playing these games if you think, oh, yeah, they're still the better team, but yeah, they didn't win their games. So,
yeah,
it's not wrong.
I'm glad that they did the right thing and put Oregon in front of Ohio State, because if somehow Ohio State jumps Oregon by the end of the year, which you would argue on resume, yeah, that's fine, except for the fact that they played each other and Oregon won. So what's the point of even playing at Ohio State
on the road?
Yeah. So what's the point of even playing these big out of conference games if it doesn't fucking mean anything at the end of the year?
Yeah, it's not. You're not wrong. I mean, this is obviously going to change a lot. Like, it's
going to change for sure.
A lot of L's left on this. So
we kind of got in a heated debate last night about what the playoff expansion should be. Sig, you got an opinion on that?
Oh yeah,
I think it should be from 4 to 8 teams.
4 to 8.
8. Yeah, from 4 to 8. 8 teams.
I'm saying 16 and under. This psycho was saying 32 last night.
Jack?
You.
Oh, I mean, I wasn't disagreeing. I mean, it should be. I mean, I would say I was more just trolling with Jack.
Oh, okay, I got you.
But, yeah, no. Because Jack says make it 64. Like, fuck it, make it the NCAA bracket.
Come on. What?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Well, no, Nebraska might get it if it's that many, so who knows? 12 seems fun. You got all 5 Power 5s in there. Throw a couple of those dumpy small schools in there, and then you got room for
So the first 4 sit the first round?
Yes.
Yeah. First four get a bye. They show those brackets all the time. Like, God, if it was 12, this is the matchups it would be. It was fun.
Juicy. It was like Michigan, Notre Dame, Cincinnati, Oklahoma State. I can't remember the other side. It was juicy. It would be some good matchups.
Like 12's perfect because you can't dispute. Okay, you got your conference champions, and then you got a Kentucky in there. Maybe get a Coastal Carolina. They're not even ranked. Coastal Carolina. Did they lose last weekend or something?
They might have, but yeah, if we're going off like last year, it's. I agree. You get 5 Power 5 conference champions. You throw a G5 champion in there, and then 6 at large. I think would be fantastic. I wouldn't have a problem with 16. I think 16 would water down the regular season a little too much for my liking, but I also wouldn't complain.
You say watering down, though, but it's like me in Michigan. Like, we lost. You're just like, oh, now we're fucked. Like, you have no hope as a fan. Like, at least, like, if you lose, if there's 12, you're like, okay, you lost to a good team. Could have gone either way. You're not completely dead in the water. So
yeah, I still agree with I agree with what you're saying, but if you lose to Michigan State and Ohio State, if you can't even beat your own rivals, like, you shouldn't be in the fucking playoff.
No, Ohio State, you're not wrong there.
It's just like Oregon lost to Stanford. Like, you can say what you want about that. I mean, offensive coordinator was out. Obviously, injuries on defense. The refs fucked us. But if we lost another game, like, I wouldn't want Oregon in the playoff. They don't deserve it. You have to earn something. No, dude, I don't.
You'd still watch it.
I hate that they're at 4. I hate that they're at 4.
I guess
just setting them up for failure. Setting them up to get jumped. Setting them up for failure. Just setting them up to get jumped.
That's why they put them in there, so that way they can say, "Hey, we tried," and they just didn't hold up their end of the bargain.
Pisses me off.
That way you appease all the Pac-12 people and say, "Well, we tried. I can't hope that Oregon lost. I mean, we had them at number 4; they were in."
And with the NIL deals, I think expanding the playoffs is super fine now. I mean, these players can get paid. You don't feel you don't make them play more games. Like, everyone's getting their money. I think 12-16 maybe it's more money for NCAA. It's more money for these NIL deals. So it's almost a no-brainer. Like, I don't know why aren't they doing it? What's the reason they're not?
I think it's just a bunch of old white guys that are, you know what I mean? Like they don't. It benefits them for sure.
Now, who's saying, sorry, we don't want more playoff games? No one's going to be watching it. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Who's saying no to this is what always blows my mind, especially now. Like I said, the NIL is like, okay, whatever. Players can't complain about, we're going to play 3-4 extra games. We're not even making any money. Like, well, now you're on the biggest stage. You can make a name for yourself. It's a fucking no-brainer all around. It's crazy.
It is a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, well, that's fun. Every week they'll start doing this every week now, don't they?
Yeah.
Fuck up, switch up the rankings. So
get that weekly propaganda, baby.
Uh-huh. Do we do it, boys?
Yeah, anything else you want to add?
I don't think so. I think that was it.
It'll be interesting. It's a bittersweet time. You got one more month of football left. Feels like it's fucking flown by, honestly.
Don't fucking say that, bro. It is crazy.
Yeah.
Fucking, it was a bad weekend for me. Michigan losing, and then goddamn Vikings lose to a guy named Cooper Rush. So, yeah, it was a tough weekend.
Yeah, it was a tough weekend.
Yeah. Oh, well. All right, boys.
I want to know why they're still testing for COVID in the NFL.
Yeah, it is weird. Like, why? When do you think they'll stop testing? Like next year? When do you think optically wise they'll just stop testing?
Probably never.
You think they'll just test them forever?
I mean, why are they so? They're still testing them 2 years now. If you don't have symptoms, why are we testing every day? It's fucking an asinine.
It's still optically probably. That's just like, okay, it's still in the news. I think maybe another year.
Maybe when they finally switch to the digital health IDs, then they'll stop testing.
Yeah.
Once you get your fifth booster, you can stop getting tested.
I mean, it just ruined a Sunday night matchup with fucking Rodgers being out.
Yeah. What are we doing? I do love that he said he was naturally immunized.
Yeah, the best.
And it's just some weird ass shit his crazy ass fucking girlfriend did for him.
Oh yeah,
he made some weird special tea that he drank and was like, "Oh yeah, that'll keep you from getting COVID."
That dude did so many. That dude did so many drugs this offseason.
Oh, he for sure did DMT last summer, and I love it.
Oh, everything. He's just watching him play the game. He looks like he's just on another planet.
He is. I love it. He's so in tune with the universe. The game just slows down for him.
He's so chill. It's so fucking annoying. He's so good.
You gotta absolutely hate it, don't you?
Yeah, I do. He doesn't even seem like he cares. He's so good. He just barely flicks his arm and it goes 30 yards down. You know, he's just so goddamn good.
Yeah.
All right, boys. I'm out of here.
All right. Another week.
All right.
Once again,
good luck, boys.
Yeah, if by some miracle you find us on YouTube or Apple Podcasts, give it a like, subscribe, share at Only Bets Pod if you want to talk shit. Once again, good week, guys. Let's make this money.
Make some money.
Let's go.